Perform an engine compartment inspection and routine preventive maintenance. Shut down the apparatus and shock the wheels. Locate the cab controls. Before tilting the cab, be sure there is adequate vertical clearance and secure all loose equipment in the cab. Ensure the battery switch is on. Some trucks require the ignition switch to be engaged as well. Energize the electric hydraulic pump by depressing the up button until the mechanical support drops into place against the cylinder. There should be a visible 1/8 of an inch gap between the mechanical support and the top of the tilt cylinder housing. The gap alleviates the torque placed on the cab from the mechanical support, which can cause misalignment of the cab. This also serves to identify a leak in the system. Check that the cab lift motors and pumps operate properly. Inspect the cab lift cylinders, pins, mounts, and trunnions for signs of cracking, corrosion, or excessive wear. Determine the oil level by using the dipstick. Perform this task when the apparatus is parked on a level surface and the oil has had a chance to settle. Ensure oil does not contain coolant, which would be indicative of a head gasket leak. Add oil through the fill port if necessary. Inspect the air intake system for signs of damage or dirt buildup. Do not remove filter for inspection. Check coolant levels when the engine and radiator system are cool. Remove the cap on the antifreeze fill port or look through the sight glass. Determine whether the antifreeze is at the proper level and mark inside the reservoir. Check the radiator hoses, fluid leaks of upper tank, and inspect the radiator mount. Remove any debris, such as leaves or trash, resting against the radiator or air intake that will prevent airflow across the radiator fins. The lower radiator hose goes through the heat exchanger. Water from the pump flows through the heat exchanger and cools the radiator fluid. Inspect for leaks or physical damage. Inspect the cooling fan for any cracks or missing blades. Check the belt. Some engine cooling fans activate automatically without warning. Use caution when working near the fan. Never attempt to check the belts while the vehicle's engine is running. Check all engine compartment belts for tightness and excessive wear. Look for frayed, cracked, loose, or otherwise worn wiring. Refer any wiring problems to a mechanic for correction. Alternators are used to charge the battery and to power the electrical system when its engine is running. Check the mounting bracket, wiring, and belt. Check the AC compressor belt. Ensure that it is not frayed or damaged. The tightness of the belt should have a 1/4 inch play. Inspect the air intake to the turbocharger. The turbocharger uses exhaust gas to drive a turbine. This spins an air compressor that pushes extra air into the cylinders, allowing them to burn more fuel each second for better combustion of the fuel by increasing the intake air temperature. Inspect the exhaust system for damage. Check for looseness, any deterioration of the clamps, damage to the muffler, and tailpipe. Large areas of black soot contamination is indicative of a leak. Inspect the oil pan and oil filter. Check for leaks. Inspect the engine starter. Ensure there's no loose wires and the electrical lug nut is tight. Check the windshield washer fluid level. Check all battery connections. Tighten any loose connections. Clean away any corrosion around the terminals with a mixture of baking soda and water poured on the connection. Scrub with a wire brush and rinse with clear water. Clean road debris, dirt, dust, moisture from the top of the batteries to prevent any bleed of current from terminal to terminal that can result in electronic issues. Check the battery tie downs, ensuring that the battery is held firmly in place. Check the built-in battery charger, ensuring proper operation. Inspect the fuel system. Maintain the apparatus within the minimum fuel tank per policy. Check for any leaks. Check the fuel system filters for any indication of contamination, water, or debris via the filter sight bowls. Inspect the fuel mounting straps for security and corrosion. Lowering the cab, pull the mechanical support release cable until the support clears the cylinder. Energize the electric hydraulic circuit by depressing and holding down. If the motor fails, you can proceed with the cab tilt manual operation. Insert handle into hydraulic jack to raise the mechanical support off of the lift cylinder. Lower the cab by slowly opening the release valve.